Hi there, everybody. Douglas Weed here on another episode of Closet Chat. So, as this title states on this is the state of the channel. So, you may have noticed that I've been relatively absent for the last several weeks on doing live streams, putting out most content. Um, there's a heavy duty reason for that. Actually, several reasons. First reason, so currently I'm in the middle of a copyright dispute with a music company that no one has ever heard of. They're on behalf of other people putting copyright claims out, and I've contacted those said music companies, and they have no idea who this person is, and they have no idea about any of the music that's on my channel being owned by them. So I'm in the middle of a massive copyright dispute. I currently have 73 videos that are being claimed by this entity. I don't know who they are, and I'm in the process of disputing it with YouTube. So you may have noticed I reissued an episode that I put out a couple weeks ago this morning on the game of Mastermind. It has entirely new intro to it. It has an entirely new set of credits to it. I completely revitalized it with material that I know is not copyrightable, and I actually have the license on hand for that, so I'm dealing with that in stride. I may or may not have to reissue episodes down the road, depending on how this whole thing lands. I don't know how this is going to work out. But going forward, I have an entire new intro, which is actually even shorter than the one I was using, and a new set of credits. So I think those will go a long way with helping these problems in the future. I do have a lot of work that I plan on releasing at some point soon. I've just been in the middle of this copyright dispute, so I want to in a different direction, and I have an entire new intro and credit system, so that way I don't have to deal with it. So that's one of the major things. One of the another thing that I've had recently, I have a gaming friend that I've known for years. I went to a game convention in San Ramon called DunderCon. If you don't know what DunderCon is, I recommend looking it up on their website, dundercon.com. It started off in the 70s as a Dungeons and Dragons convention, and going from there, it covers just about anything. They have board games, LARPing, they have card games, tabletop wargaming. There's a guy every year that shows up playing B-17, Queen of the Skies, and he actually has a full Air Force briefing before the game. He's fully decked out in jackets and everything. Best wishes. Thank you, Mike. I do appreciate that. Yeah, copyright sucks. It's, I don't know why they do it, but they do. So, but, um, but yeah, DunderCon, I go every year, and I have a friend that I've met there. I've known him for 20 years. His name is George Gardina. So George, unfortunately, recently passed away. End of August, and I just recently went to his funeral. Do you have a picture here of George? So George is a great guy in the tabletop wargaming community, LARP RPG community here in California. He's been around for years. He's a great guy, and I did want to mention that George is going to be missed by a lot of people, and I felt it needed to be said on here because George and I have got to know each other over the years, and I've played a lot of different games that I'd never heard of thanks to him. My best memory of George is I went to one of the DunderCons and I didn't get into a game I wanted to. So I was sitting off by myself waiting to figure out another game to get into. And in comes George. And George, he was a very heavy set guy, so he would have to take breaks every so often. So he comes and sits down next to me. So we're talking, and he's like, "Okay, I got some time to kill. What, you have a game?" And I'm like, "Sure." So I pulled out Avalon Hill's Wizard's Quest. and told him, like, I haven't played this in a long time. I was looking for somebody to play it here with. 3 hours later, George and I are getting our asses handed to us by the game because this dragon flies around and barbecues several guys, and then when you have a territory that doesn't have anybody in it anymore, orc armies show up, and then they start running amok. So it's been consistently a horror show of orcs everywhere. And yeah, 3 hours in, George and I had enough of it. It was just insane. It's a game better for more than two people, but I had a great 3 hours sitting there with George. So that's my fond memory of him. And like I said, I wanted to make sure that I put it out there. Love Wizard's Quest, all those rampaging. Yeah, those orcs are horrifically bad. Especially, when they start taking over more than one zone. Yeah, they get really bad. But I'm really glad to have met George. I'm really glad that I was able to have that experience with him. And like I said, I wanted to share it. And that's one of the other things that I've been dealing with this month. Like I said, so I went to his funeral just recently, and I really wasn't in the mood to put out content, as it were. So I'm kind of just getting back into that. So another thing that I've been doing, you may have noticed I've been doing very small videos lately on banned games. Banned games are a type of game that, for whatever reason, got banned by somebody. They got banned in the United States, they got banned in Germany, they got banned in some country, they got banned by a group of people, lawyers sued them, they got recalled for some reason. It happens. Um, so it's kind of a very reason why videos are so short advice and started loading mini short videos to help build the community on here, which surprisingly has helped immensely. I've picked up a lot of subscribers off of that platform, releasing those videos. I've released them here on YouTube as well, just so that way anyone that's not a part of that platform still has the same access to the same material. And I've gone over some really good board games and some really creepy board games. Excuse me. Creepy, you can watch them if you want. There's a reason why those games got banned, and for a really, really good reason. Games that I feel are really good that got banned for whatever reason, I've put on there as well. I released one on there just recently called Bombshell, which is a British Waddington's game, which, if you can play it, I would highly recommend it. It's kind of like Hot Potato, except with explosive ordnance. So if you haven't watched that, I would recommend checking that out. I am going to be doing a lot more of the banned game lists or banned games in the future. That's something that I plan on keep doing. That being said, I am not stopping my review and how to play series. It's just I've been dealing with as Mike on here put it, the copyright leeches. So I've been in the process of dealing with that. But hopefully soon those problems will go away, and I hope not to have to deal with that headache again. So let's go into the good parts of this video. Games that I've added into the collection. It's been, like I said, it's been a while since I've done this, so I actually have a pretty decent stack here. First one I picked up was Agatha Christie's Death on the Cards. I pulled this out of a Barnes & Noble. It looked interesting. I've been looking at it for quite a while. You have to figure out who the murderer is, which could be yourself. And the murderer has to try to escape, or the other players have to try to catch the murderer. It's an interesting little card game. Like I said, it's small, it's compact. I'm looking forward to playing it. I haven't played it yet. So there is that. Let's see, what else have I picked up? I picked up a sealed copy of Galactic Quest. Galactic Quest is a game that it was originally only at Target, and it was a winner of the Chicago Toy Game Fair. It's a sealed copy. I found it at a thrift store for $3.50, something like that. Like I said, it's a sealed copy. I'm looking forward to it. It's got these interesting little planet systems, so that way you can play it. I'm looking forward to give this one a try. It's a Pressman game. Pressman games are interesting. They're kind of not really mainstream, kind of like Milton Bradley and Parker Brothers were, and they kind of have their own weird niche. But Pressman Games kind of picked up the slack on all of the other stuff. So don't get me wrong, I like good Pressman games. They're interesting. They've got some oddball stuff, but then they have games like Rummikub. They have um, multiple different options. They come out with some of the weird stuff. So I'm willing to give this a try and see how it goes. I did go to PacificCon on the 3rd of September for a day. PacificCon is a smaller convention in Santa Clara, California. It's mainly a tabletop miniatures military game convention, but there's a lot of other game groups that show up there. There's a board game room. There's all kinds of stuff. So, but it is more of a small family vibe convention. If you haven't checked it out before, I would recommend it. It was actually pretty good. They had a flea market out in the parking lot. They had a full dealer's room. They had a whole bunch of games that were being demoed and play tested. So that way you could try to figure out if you like them, new games that were coming to the market soon. They just wanted more feedback from players. But in the flea market, I picked up a couple of games. First thing I picked up was a game I've been looking for a while, which is Parker Brothers Lionheart. Lionheart is a game that it's like a miniatures game. It's got a lot of different figures to it. It's got 92 sculpted warriors. It's got this massive, interesting board to it. It's got figures. I mean, it's got a lot of stuff to it. If you haven't played Lionheart before, there's a picture on the back of the box. It's a really interesting system. It's a game I've been looking for a while. Parker Brothers put this game out in the 90s. It's kind of like medieval warfare, but for 2 players. So it's a game that I've been looking for a while. I'm going to review on the channel, but I'm going to have to put this one together because it's still this game. It's still punch trays, so I'm going to have to actually go and put this entirely together. But like I said, I was looking forward to this game for a while, and it's going to be a really good time. So, also, I picked up at PacificCon was a game that I mentioned on the banned games list, which I've been looking for a while. And the cool part about it is this is actually the banned version of it, which is Escape from Colditz. Escape from Colditz is a game where you have to escape a German POW camp in World War II. One player plays as the Germans, the other one plays as the Allied forces. It's a real place. And there's also a TV show that came out in the 70s, is why this game came around. But Colditz is like I said, a German prisoner of war camp for officers. So I've been looking for this game for a while, and surprisingly, just after I put out the banned game episode on this game, I found an actual copy of it, of the banned edition, which I thought was fun. So I'm looking forward to playing this. You can play this game up to like 6 players. So I'm looking forward to a really nice game of Colditz. It's got these really nice little wood minis to it. And it's got a board that it's kind of like they're like giant puzzle pieces. You put them together so that way you don't have to fold it out. So it's going to be a good time. So I've been looking forward to this game for a while. Another game I picked up, which is a game I wasn't really looking for, but I found on accident and was given a really good deal on it. Mattel has actually put out board games. Every once in a while they'll put out something. And so I picked up a copy of Mattel's Dark World. Dark World is this game where it's kind of like you got to go through buildings, you got to go through rooms, there's other guys, there's monsters floating around. It's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons, the board game, in the 90s. So it contains a lot of small pieces. Like I said, I found it on accident, and I got a really good deal on it. It's got little fortifications to it. It's got um, a lot of little teeny pieces to it. So, like I said, it's something I'm going to bring to the channel, which I think is a game. I mean, I don't even remember this game, so I think it's a great fit for the channel because this is a channel for the forgotten and obscure, and this game, even to me, was forgotten and obscure. So I think this will be a really nice addition, and I'm looking forward to doing that soon. A couple other things I picked up. So I picked up a copy of Can't Stop, which is a game that a lot of people just don't like the title of it. If you watch the Dice Tower, you'll get to listen to Tom Vassell complain about this game just because of the title. So it's a game I picked up. This one's, I believe, from the 80s. But so I added this recently to the collection. I picked this up for, again, a couple of bucks. Found it at a thrift store. Thrift stores are a really good option for board games, especially if you go to the really junky looking ones. So every once in a while you'll find something neat. I also did pick up a copy of Don't Go to Jail. Don't Go to Jail is a dice version of Monopoly. And if you happen to roll the letters "Don't Go to Jail," you lose your entire round and all the money you make. So it's a really fast-paced dice game. I inflicted this on my wife and mother-in-law and had a really good time with this game. So and neither of them are heavy-duty gamers, so Don't Go to Jail is a really good option if you want a fun, quick, light game for non-gamers on like a game night or something like that. So I would recommend doing this. But yeah, Don't Go to Jail is a really good time. All it is just a card and dice, and very straightforward. A couple other additions. So I picked up a copy of a game that I had never heard of, and again at a thrift store, and it was called In the Chips, Silicon Valley. It's a game where it's kind of like the game of life, but you're playing through real Silicon Valley businesses. It was really odd. It's called the Local Investment Game of the Santa Clara Valley. Santa Clara Valley is just over the hill from me, so it's a very local based game. It's a game that I'd never heard of. When I looked it up on Board Game Geek, there's not a lot of material on it at all, so that makes it seem like it's really obscure, maybe even rare. It has a really low print count, so I'm looking forward to playing this at some point and bring it to the channel. It looks really odd. It's got a lot of stocks in it. It's got play money in it, so it has a lot of features to it. And the last thing I picked up recently was my wife is a fan of the movie Twister, and happened to be walking through a Target one day, and I bumped into the closest thing you could get to the movie Twister in a board game, which is called Storm Chasers. So I picked up this game recently. I haven't played it yet, but it's got little vehicles in it, and you have to and there's also a giant top tornado that can run around and cause havoc. So it looked like a really good time. It was on special at Target, so I picked it up for about $15. It's kind of one of those interesting Euro games. I don't normally deal with a lot of Euro games, but it looked interesting. So I figured, what the heck, I'd pick it up. And then I found out it was on special, which was even better. So, like I said, I picked up Storm Chasers, the game. Like I said, I don't do a lot of newer games on this channel, but I very well might do this one because it seems interesting and it's a little on the odd side. So, plus I kind of like the twister top that can go anywhere. I think that's an interesting mechanic because it can cause a lot of mayhem, and each game will run completely differently because it can go in a different direction. It can do different things. So I very well might actually do Storm Chasers at some point on the channel. But those are the games that I've picked up recently since the last time I did a live chat. And like I said, I've picked up some really obscure stuff. I've picked up some really interesting stuff. I'm going to do everything and bring it to the channel. Uh, and I'm looking forward to doing that. Let's see. Does Pressman Games come from the same parent company as Crosby Sporting Goods? No, unfortunately, Mike, Pressman Games is not the same parent company. They actually changed their name. I think they're known as Goliath Games now. But they're kind of a really odd niche company. So um, they were owned by the Pressman family, and has, as far as I know, has nothing to do with sporting goods. So hope that answers your question. But like I said, it's Pressman's been around for a long time. Uh, let's see. What else has been going on? So like I said, I've been working on multiple new videos. I've been kind of cross-platforming, and because of all the cross-platforming, it's upped the subscriber count on the channel. So I'm happy to say that I've actually crossed the 1,000 subscriber finish line. Yay! Thank you all. I do appreciate that. This 1,000 subscriber count has done a couple things. It's helped bring new blood into the channel. I've got a lot more recommendations from people of stuff they'd like to see, which again, I'm going to do all that stuff. Probably the beginning of the new season, which is March. I'm just going to be dropping out request after request after request. I've got a couple of requests that are been around for a while. I'm going to do Mancala. I have a game coming for checkers. I have a video that I'm going to be doing on Survive, the non Escape from Atlantis, but the original Survive. So Axis and Allies, all of those are coming, and I plan on me dropping them out at the beginning of March. So 30 days or so. That way I can actually a couple of projects that I've already gotten done, but I've just been holding because of all of the copyright nightmare. Going forward, like I said, I am going to be doing the new intro and credits, but back to the 1,000 subscriber count. The 1,000 subscriber count does a couple things for the channel. One, it allows me to put a little advertisement, like ads onto the channel a little bit, so it brings in a little income into the channel, which all that income is a lot more. It got dropped for some reason. It allows me to do a lot more. It allows me to try to bring some more expensive, obscure things to the channel that I'm looking forward to doing, especially some of the weird Waddington stuff from England that is, it's cheap, but the shipping is really expensive. So I have a lot of things I want to do with that. But like I said, all that stuff goes directly back into the channel. So that way I can bring a better product to the subscribers. I do have, if you want to represent the channel or you just really like it, I did put a couple of t-shirts out that do actually have the Gamers Closet logo on them. They're linked on the channel on the store. If you want to get one of those and go to a gaming convention or something like that, please send me a photo. I will post that thing in a heartbeat. If you're out there spreading the love of the channel, I will make sure that you get the recognition that you deserve, and I'll be more than happy to bring it up when and wherever I can. Like I said, I'm always just trying to grow the channel even more. I'm trying to bring more subscribers in, do more things. The 1,000 subscriber count, there is a special project that I've put aside that is almost done. And I was kind of waiting for the 1,000 subscriber count, but TikTok really just kind of expedited the amount of people that were able to come onto the channel. And it got it went faster than I thought it was going to. So I do have a special 1,000 subscriber project that I'm going to be dropping out really soon in a way of thanking people. There are some more tabletop wargaming options that I'm going to be bringing to the channel. There are more I'm planning on doing a massive game on diplomacy at some point soon. I'm looking forward to actually doing a live playthrough of Escape from Colditz, which I've been looking forward to for a while. I've got a few other really odd LS low games that I'm bringing to the channel that I'm looking forward to, and there are some other projects, like I said, that I'm looking forward to. With that being said, if anyone has any questions, please ask. If you ever have any thoughts, concerns on the channel, just shoot me a message. I will respond to you. There are a few questions that have been asked recently about different games. I am getting to them. Again, like I said, I've been a little off for the last several weeks due to work, funeral, copyright problems. So I will get to those questions, I promise. Especially the questions about gaming. Scotland Yard. There's a request that I am going to be hopefully filming in probably in the next week or so. I have a request for 13 Dead End Drive. People would like a video about how to actually put this game together, because it has a whole bunch of pieces to it, and I will actually do a step-by-step walkthrough of how to put 13 Dead End Drive together. That is coming in the next couple of weeks, so please keep an eye out for that. It is a request that I do want to get done as soon as possible. I do have a couple of more weird unboxings coming, so I'm looking forward to doing that. One of which is I'm actually doing a unboxing of Avalon Hill's Panzer Leader. I have a unpunched copy that I'm going to be going through and showing everyone. That is coming probably the week after next. I am going to be releasing a video tomorrow. There is a special video that I'm doing tomorrow with the new intros, and I'm looking forward to doing all of that. Doesn't look like I have any further questions at all, or anything that anyone wants to bring up. Like I said, I have a lot of stuff in the works, and I've just been dealing with a lot of issues with copyright problems, funerals, and things of that nature. So I have missed doing these live videos, especially answering any questions that you might have. So far, I've only gotten Mike Anthony asking questions today, which is perfectly fine. So thank you, Mike, for all your questions. I'm really glad I was able to bring those up and talk about them. But if anyone doesn't have anything else, I'll probably call this today. And looking forward to getting back on a normal schedule of releasing stuff. And like I said, I do have some other projects in the works, so please keep an eye out. Thanks, Mike. And again, thank you everybody for watching. And as always, have a great gaming day.